नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Last time we have heard about the introduction to Bhagavad Gita. Today we will discuss how to receive this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Vedas, Veda means knowledge. The root word Veda means knowledge. So, Vedas is not something book or something, it is knowledge. Somebody asked our founder Acharya of ISKCON, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, when were the Vedas written? Srila Prabhupada counter questioned that can we decide the date that knowledge has started? We cannot, because the knowledge has started since the beginning of creation. So, Veda means knowledge. So, not only these books, Vedas, like that. So, this how to receive this Vedic knowledge especially we will discuss. So, there are three ways of receiving knowledge: Pratyaksha Pramana, Anumana Pramana and Shabda Pramana. Of course, in between one more is there, that Itihasa, historical evidence also. Pratyaksha Pramana means direct evidence, sense through the knowledge that is gathered through sense perception, just like that. So, the most of the scientific knowledge that we get is through Pratyaksha Pramana. So, usually that's why modern people, the scientists, they say seeing is believing. Whatever we see, either through our eyes or through our instruments like microscope or any other telescope or anything, we will believe that. So, we will not otherwise we will not accept that knowledge. So, that is Pratyaksha Pramana. But as we know that there is then there is number two is Anumana Pramana. Anumana Pramana means knowledge by receiving through speculation. Then number three is Shabda Pramana, receiving knowledge by hearing from authoritative sources, like that. Then number four is historical evidence, like we receive knowledge through history, like that. So, coming to first type of knowledge, Pratyaksha Pramana, there are some defects in receiving this kind of knowledge. Just like all the human beings, whoever is born in this world, they have four defects. One is incomplete senses. Incomplete sense, that means our senses are imperfect. Just like many people, when we say that you should worship God, you must receive knowledge about the soul, they immediately ask, can you show me God? Then Srila Prabhupada used to always ask, you are asking, can you show me God? But if I show you God, have you got the power to see God? Because our eyes are imperfect, our ears are imperfect. Just like our eyes, we are very proud that I can see this, I can see that, but actually if the light has gone in this room, I cannot see my own hands. And our eyes are so imperfect that the nearest object of our eyes, that is eyelids, that also we cannot see. So, beyond this wall I cannot see. Like that, also there is a range of light, that is ultraviolet rays and infrared rays. So, what is beyond that range and below that ultraviolet range, that we cannot see. Then below that, infrared, that also we cannot see. So, whatever our seeing power is very limited. Then sometimes then like that, the ears also are imperfect. Then all our senses are also imperfect in that way. That is why then we may say, I have invented this instrument, that instrument, like microscope is there, telescope is there, but actually these instruments also they were invented by human beings who have got defects. Just that is why even Heisenberg also concluded, Eisenberg's uncertainty principle, it says that we cannot have 100% accuracy in any of our measurements. So, in this case, so in this circumstances where we cannot invent 100% accurate instruments, our instruments are not 100% accurate, how can we have 100% perfect knowledge? So, that is why whatever knowledge we gather through these senses is going to be incomplete, like that. And then also we have another defect, that is we commit mistakes. There are great personalities, even like Mahatma Gandhi, who committed lot of mistakes. Even at the end of the life also, some of his friends suggested to him that you should not go to that prayer meeting because there is a threat to his life, but still he did not listen. Then he was shot. Like that, there are so many instances where other great people also committed mistakes, like that. Even during World War II, Hitler also committed a great mistake by invading Russia in the winter season, even though they have advised him, then he lost the war. So, like this, people keep committing mistakes. We all commit mistakes. That is why they say to err is human. Even in the exam also we commit mistakes. Like that, we all have this propensity to commit mistakes. Number 3, we get illusioned. Actually, I am not this body, I am the soul. But actually, if somebody asks me, who are you? I will immediately say, I am Hindu, I am Indian, I am this, I am that. So, I identify myself with this body, but actually I am not all these things, I am the soul. So, that is called illusion. Then number 4 is we have cheating propensity. Even though I do not know so many things, I profess expertise and keep talking about it. And then everybody in this world has this cheating propensity, in order to satisfy my senses. So, we tend to cheat other people. So, under these circumstances, how can we receive perfect knowledge? So, that is why we conclude that whatever knowledge that we receive through scientific knowledge, or even scholars, they write so many books, their opinions, they are all going to be mistake ridden, because we are all incomplete, our senses are incomplete. So, that is why they cannot manufacture an engine which gives 100% efficiency, maybe 34-35% efficiency only they can create. Then see the hazards of incomplete scientific knowledge, that we do not say that scientific knowledge is wrong, but the knowledge is incomplete. That is why just like atom bomb, they have created this atom bomb. this knowledge, it came from them. It required lot of intelligence, but they have done a great mistake by inventing these atom bombs, because they have now so many countries have piled up so many nuclear weapons which can destroy the whole world. Even after 70 years, people are feeling the effects of Hiroshima, Nagasaki atom bomb attacks. So, if they had complete knowledge, they would not have invented this atom bomb at all, which is very. In the same way, the plastic, that is one of the worst things to happen to the human civilization, is invention of plastic. Now, this civilization will be known as civilization of debris, because they have invented this plastic which is not destructible. Then it is so much plastic wastage is piled up in the world. They don't know what to do. Everywhere you see on the beach and everywhere these plastic bags and plastic items, so they cannot be destroyed. Then of course they recycle, but how much? So it has become a great source of disturbance to the world, this plastic. So like this, because they had incomplete knowledge, they have invented all these things, and then which have caused a great disturbance to the society. Then their claim that seeing is believing is also incomplete. Just like they like so many things we cannot see in ordinary world. Just like I sometimes people say my mind is disturbed. So what do you mean my mind is disturbed? Suppose if I ask you where is your mind? Can you show me your mind? Because we all know that there is a mind, but if somebody asks me, can you show me your mind? How can I show? Just because I cannot see my mind, does it mean that I don't have mind? No, it's not like that. We have a mind. So, then we come to that second process of acquiring knowledge, that is speculation, anumana pramana. In the pratyaksha pramana, if you, through the direct evidence, when we look at the sun, we think that it is a small ball, but actually it is not so. It is a huge planet. From far we see the sun looks like a small ball, but actually it is a so we have to do anumana. So there are so many things that we come to know. Just like they gather some information, they gather some, they observe certain things, then or they do some survey and they gather some numbers and they speculate that it will be like this, it will be like this, it will be like this. So that is one kind of so the acquiring knowledge, but this kind of knowledge also is incomplete, because just like we say without fire there will be no smoke, that is a saying. But sometimes when we look far away to the mountains, sometimes we see smoke coming out from the mountains, but actually when we go and see, there is no fire at all, but it looks like that. But just like the mountains and all, they look very smooth from very far, but actually we know that anumana, we can do anumana, but actually anumana mountains are not smooth like this. So some of the philosophical knowledge also they acquire through anumana, and then there is shabda pramana. So shabda pramana means knowledge that we acquire by hearing from the higher authorities. So this Vedic knowledge is received by hearing from higher authorities. That is why this Vedic knowledge is called Shruti. Shruti. So Shabda Pramana, just like I said, Veda means knowledge. So originally this knowledge is given by God. Just like whenever a machine, a computer or anything is manufactured, along with that machine, guidance manual also is given how to run the machine. In the same way, when God has created this world, how to live in this world, how to maintain this world, He has given a manual. So, that manual is actually Vedas. So, Vedas, many people they ask, when are the Vedas written? What is the origin of the Vedas? So, we can understand from this argument that it is not 5000 years old, or it is not 1,000,000 years old, it is not 2,000,000, but actually whatever is the age of this world, that is the age of the Vedas. So, because in the beginning itself the first knowledge was created, then this world is created. Actually, that is true, because so that is why Veda means that is why Vedas actually they are apaurushaya. Apaurushaya means they are not written by a ordinary person who have got these four senses. This is ordinary person cannot write such elaborate literatures. So, but they actually they are given by God Himself. So, the knowledge, that perfect knowledge came from God. So, that is why this Vedic knowledge is considered perfect knowledge. Why? Because it came directly from God Himself, who is a perfect person. He does not have these four defects, incomplete senses, committing mistakes, getting illusion, cheating propensity. These four mistakes are not there. These four in the four incompleteness, the incomplete things are not there in God. That is why knowledge that is coming from God is perfect, and these Vedas originally are given by Lord Narayana. Lord Narayana's breathing actually they are actually, that is why it is called Shabda Brahma. They are directly coming from God. Just like in our childhood, whenever we say something and people have arguments, and then if somebody makes an statement, why should we believe? Is it Veda? Is it a Veda? Is it Vedic conclusion? Because people had intrinsic faith that whatever is said in Vedas is perfect. So, many times scientists, modern people, scholars and all, they try to prove that Vedas are wrong, but actually they were only proven wrong. Just like cow dung is very pure. Cow dung, just like in Vedas it is said that if you pass stool, or even if you touch the stool of a Brahmana, you have to take bath, because it is considered very impure. So, Brahmana is a great person, but even if you touch his stool also, you have to take bath. But here in Vedas it is said cow dung is very pure. That is why even inside the temples of Lord Krishna, everywhere we use cow dung. For Abhishek of the Lord also we use cow dung, because it is considered pure. So, how do we know that cow dung is pure? Because it is said in Vedas, because it is recommended by Vedas. So, in 1920s, one scientist in Calcutta, he researched very well, and then he did experiments. Then he found out that cow dung does not contain any bacteria, and it is considered pure, and it has antiseptic values. And then now they also accept that cow dung is very pure, like that. So, like that. In the same way, the bones of any animal or a human being are considered impure, but we use conch shell, which is a bone of an animal, for blowing the conch in the temples, because we use it because it is said in Vedas, like that. So, like this, you cannot actually prove any statement of Veda to be wrong, because they are perfect knowledge. So, you can deny that I will not accept. You cannot. You can deny, or you can blindly deny that I do not want to accept. That is okay. But if you come down to do some experiment and prove that statement to be wrong, that is not possible, because these statements are given by God Himself. So, that is why this knowledge has to be received by hearing from a higher authority. So, Lord Krishna established a system how to receive knowledge, because you may say that Arjuna has directly received knowledge from Krishna, but we do not have the good fortune of receiving knowledge directly from Krishna. But Krishna has established a system where we can receive this knowledge. Just like this original knowledge, originally Lord Krishna spoke this knowledge to Lord Brahma. Then Lord Brahma spoke the same knowledge without any changing to his disciple and son Narad Muni. Narad Muni spoke this knowledge to Sri Vyasadeva. Another name of Vyasadeva is Krishna Dvaipayana, Vyasa. Actually his original name was Krishna Dvaipayana. He got the name Vyasa because originally there is only one Veda, and that one Veda is divided into 4 Vedas. So, at the end, in the beginning of this age, Kali Yuga, that is 5500 years back, Vyasadeva sat down and compiled in a written form all these Vedic literatures. Otherwise, previously people used to be so intelligent, their memory is so high that there was no need for in the form of a book. Just they would simply hear this Vedic knowledge from the spiritual master, and they practice, and they would remember throughout their life without any committing any mistake, and they would repeat. So, that is the level of their intelligence and memory power. But seeing that in Kali Yuga people will be short lived and their memory will be short also, that is why for our benefit these books are written down 5500 years back. So, the original Vedic knowledge is actually Lord Vyasadeva compiled into so many other literatures. Just like there are 4 Vedas and 108 Upanishads, then 18 Puranas, then Itihasa, Mahabharata, then Vedanta Sutra, then finally Srimad Bhagavatam is written, and then Mahabharata actually contains Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Like this, that is why Krishna says also, Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sakaleneha mahata yoganasta parantapa. So, this knowledge has to be received through the parampara system. Imam vivashvate yogam proktvan aham avyayam, vivashvan manave praha manurikshvakave abravit. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sakaleneha mahata yoganasta parantapa. So, Lord Krishna explains in the beginning of the 4th chapter that this knowledge originally spoken by me to sun god Vivashvan, and then sun god Vivashvan spoke this knowledge to his son Swayambhu Manu. Swayambhu Manu spoke to this knowledge to his son Ikshvaku, and then Ikshvaku spoke to his son. Like this, it came through this parampara. Because of the effect of the time, this knowledge was lost. And the one important word Krishna used is avyaya. Avyaya means changeless. Means whatever knowledge Krishna spoke originally to sun god, this Bhagavad Gita as it is, he again repeated the same knowledge to Arjuna. Not that the knowledge has changed, but in scientific circles the knowledge is constantly changing. Srila Prabhupada said that knowledge that is always changing is no knowledge at all. Just like originally they said atom is the smallest particle, Dalton's atomic theory. Then they said Niels Bohr, he came and told that electron, protons, neutron, all the electrons are the smallest particles. Now they have invented so many other particles. Like originally they said Newton's laws of motion, then electromagnetic theory, now quantum physics. So now they say Newton's laws of motion, they are no longer valid. So like this they keep on changing their knowledge. Why? Because their knowledge is incomplete, their knowledge is imperfect, that is why. But Krishna says that whatever I spoke originally in the beginning of creation, the same knowledge I am repeating because this knowledge is perfect, like that. So, this this parampara has continued, like Vyasadeva spoke the knowledge to Madhvacharya, and like this up to Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada, the knowledge is came down, without any change, and then we are receiving this knowledge through the books of Srila Prabhupada, perfect knowledge. So, this by receiving this perfect knowledge, so now what is the benefit of receiving perfect knowledge, this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then Krishna says that apichetsu api papebhyo sarvebhyo papakruttama sarvam jnana plaveneva vrijinam santarishyati. Krishna says that even the most sinful of the sinful persons, if he receives this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, he can easily cross over this ocean of mental existence very easily. Then Kalin Atman Vindati, nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram iha vidyate tatsvayam yoga samsiddhir Kalin Atmani Vindati. Krishna says that there is no better knowledge than this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. After experiencing this knowledge, after realizing this knowledge, one automatically Kalin Atman Vindati. During the course of the time, the person who received the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, he becomes joyful. Nobody can claim that after studying BTech or MTech or any other degree course, I become automatically joyful and happy. If I don't get a job after that, I may keep crying. So, this knowledge is perfect, and we should receive this knowledge as it came in the disciplic succession. So, like this we can receive this knowledge. Hare Krishna.